You don't feel guilty because you're lazy. You feel guilty because rest removes everything you used to hide from yourself. And when everything stops, you are left alone with yourself. No role, no urgency, no distractions. Just you. And for many ambitious women, that moment doesn't feel peaceful. It feels confronting. I'm Dr. Princess, PharmD. Let's get into it. Number one, you were loved for what you did, not who you are. At some point, love became conditional, not always directly stated, but consistently enforced. You did well, you were noticed. You achieved, you were praised. You performed, you were valued. So your system learned something simple. Love follows output. When love is tied to performance, rest starts to feel like withdrawal, not from work, but from work. So when you stop producing, something inside you panics because you're no longer earning connection. When we zoom out on this, it's the same pattern everywhere. The kids who did more were called good kids. Better grades, more effort, more chores. Good meant useful. And that didn't stop in school. At work, the overperformers got noticed first. They were rewarded. So you grow up learning. You were valued when you produced. And that sticks. Now, even praise feels like proof you've earned your place. And it shouldn't be that way. If you're an ambitious woman trying to reconnect with the version of yourself you've abandoned in order to survive, I send one practical insight every week to heal hidden wounds, rebuild confidence, and live the life you were born to live. You can join below. Number two, rest brings up feelings you've been outrunning. Busyness is not always ambition. Sometimes it's avoidance. Because when you slow down, your emotional world catches up to you. Not all at once, just enough to feel it. Work is often not productivity. It's emotional regulation through distractions, a way to stay ahead of what you don't want to feel. So you stay in motion, not because you're building something, because stillness will reveal something you don't want to feel. My therapist once told me something interesting. For people like me, high-performing overthinkers, stillness is a neutral. When things get quiet, the mind gets loud. So I stay busy, work, projects, planning, not just out of ambition, but because silence doesn't stay empty for long. It fills with things usually I outrun when moving as well. Productivity becomes something that keeps the mind from going where it cannot be controlled. If you're looking for more personalized support, I work with a limited number of women one-on-one. You'll find the details below. Number three, you don't know who you are when nothing is required of you. You don't fear stillness, you fear irrelevance. Because for so long, you've experienced yourself through roles: the worker, the achiever, the helper, the responsible one. So when nothing is required of you, you don't know which version of yourself to be. That uncertainty feels strangely empty. Not because something is wrong, but because you spend so little time meeting yourself outside of the things you do. The problem isn't that you don't know how to rest. It's that you spend so much of life becoming someone instead of just learning to be. I noticed something when I shifted from being an employee mindset to having multiple streams of income. I didn't just become more productive, I became more on. Even when nothing was happening, I felt like I was in a role I had to perform. The working version of me, the planning version of me, the future-oriented version of me. I didn't feel relaxed. I felt unassigned. Like I didn't know which version of me was supposed to exist in that moment. And that was the strange part, because it wasn't exhaustion. It was a lack of identity outside of doing. I thought it was just ambition. I didn't recognize what it was. It actually was inability to exist without a role to perform. For a few minutes today, do nothing. No role, no output, no results. Just be. Number four, you mistake rest for wasted potential. There's a belief running under your ambition. If I'm not doing, I'm falling behind. So even when you pause, you don't rest. You monitor yourself. You measure time. Ask what you should be doing instead. Your nervous system doesn't rest as neutrality. It sees it as a waste of time, because you were trained to believe thriving depends on forward movement. The quiet reprieve starts to feel like regression. I work full time, and I've been posting almost every day on YouTube for a 90-day challenge. 24 videos with the aim of getting monetized by the end of June. Most mornings, I wake up at 6:30 a.m. to work on this content before my day job. So by midday, I'm tired, but I still don't let myself a 30-minute nap, even though I'd be more productive and even though I could, because I work from home. Isn't that sad? There's a cost to always being on, because when you zoom out, avoiding stillness doesn't just affect rest. It starts affecting life. You begin living in the after. After this season, after this goal, after this milestone, I'll then rest. I will enjoy life then. I will show up properly then. For a long time, I told myself something similar, that when I finally made it, I would give more time to the people I loved. But I've realized something. Even the progress I already had was enough to share. Not later, now, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Rest is not a reward. It's not something you earn after becoming enough. Rest is where you stop abandoning yourself and start returning, not all at once, but in small moments of permission to exist without justification. You're not guilty for resting. You're conditioned to believe worth must be constantly proven. And that conditioning can be undone slowly, repeatedly, and in real time. If this video resonated with you, I've created a free Strong Woman Recovery Guide. It's a short exercise designed to help ambitious women reconnect the parts of you you've abandoned in order to survive. Download it below. You don't need to become less ambitious. You don't need to lose your edge. You just need to stop abandoning yourself in order to keep moving. Because the goal was never constant motion. The goal is wellness. And for women like us, discipline was never the issue. Self-abandonment was. I'm Dr. Princess, PharmD. I'll see you next time.